It's not about being able to draw well. It's about being able to use your imagination. So much of the world it's not about imagination. So we don't have other places to get it. We're spoon-fed in so many ways that the arts teach you to dig within your own psyche, pull out that creative juice.
When you do art, you have to look for that time at least out the world, because it takes a lot of time, a lot of energy. And in that case, it's changed you. It's changed me. I really don't know what I will be if I'm not an artist. Well, I'm a lucky artist to receive at least 3 times the Sierra Arts Foundation grant. And of course, just like for every artist, it's a great deal. When professionals telling you are good and they give you money for it and a chance for an exhibition, that's the greatest feeling for the artist. It's just, there's nothing better than that.
The Artist Lofts downtown was a huge turning point, I think, in the art scene in town. And I don't know if it's really as recognized as it should be, but we actually have a physical presence right in the center of town of artists that create constantly.
I love living in the Artist Lofts. In fact, believe it or not, probably just lost a relationship because I like living here so much. I didn't want to move out. I like my loft. I like the view. I like the people who live here. I like being in the center of town. I think that part of the idea of having an Artist Lofts in the center of town is to start to revitalize the downtown. In the 10 years I've been here, I've really seen that.
I lived a very similar, community in Hungary. I got a studio. And then when I relocated to Reno, Nevada, I have to work in a kitchen or a bedroom or developing film in the bathroom, Definitely it was a big step. And definitely that whoever is moved to the Sierra Artist Lofts just became a professional artist in any case. Because you have a studio, because the environment, because you got your colleagues, working together, talking to them, asking their opinions. That's, I think, it helps a lot.
I was at perhaps one of my favorite residencies at Agnes Risley Elementary School. And there was a process of creating choreography with a group of young boys. Each of the individuals, each of the students had the opportunity to add to the dance by giving their movement gestures to the whole group. And when it came time for this young boy to give his gestures, he was so distraught that the rest of the boys did not quite do it the way he really wanted to do it. And it was so, his movement was so delicate and poetic, in fact. Well, when they finally did, he watched the movement and he was brought to tears at how just seeing his own movement being performed by his choreographic group. And it was quite a triumphant and transformative moment for all of them.
I played at the skilled nursing unit once a week now for about 2.5 years. And there's a gentleman there that I've been playing for since the very beginning. He's in a recumbent wheelchair, and for the first 2.5 years or so, he didn't talk. He always seemed like he was really into the music, and I always made a point of going over and talking to him personally and touching his arm and responding to him. And he seemed like he was really into kind of the hipper music, but I wasn't really sure because he didn't talk. Well, about 2 months ago now, he started regaining speech, and he's been waiting for a long time to talk to me about the music, and he just unloads about the music now. He knows all my songs, and he even told me the other day that there was more verses to a Jimmy Rogers song, and by gosh, he was right, more verses. Very interesting young man who used to be a musician himself and has really been reached by the performances, and I always thought so, and it was very interesting to get confirmation from someone who hasn't been able to speak about it for so long.
Project basically is an artistic version of the graffiti, making a large mural. One morning when we tried to start our project, one of the kids came to me and said, Zoltan, we have a trouble. Somebody tagged the wall. And then it was kind of humorous to see the kid's face faces because they are taggers. They did the same job. But in this case, because it happens with their artwork, they were so mad. They want to order me to jump in the car and lead them to find these kids or group and then take revenge on them, to asking them what's happened, how it happened. It was really interesting. I hope they remember for this little story in the future and then try to think before they destroy somebody else's artwork.
We have grown such a beautiful garden of artists here in Reno, Nevada that work locally as theater artists, visual artists, writers, sculptors, that's visual artists, musicians, dancers, that we don't have to go out of town to be able to cast a play, to write a book, to tell a story, or to try to plan a music event, because we have those artists here in Reno, Nevada because of places like Sierra Arts Foundation. And with Sierra Arts Foundation as a base, that means that these artists can grow. So what we as a community need to keep doing is supporting Sierra Arts Foundation, whether that's deciding to give a small monthly donation or making sure we include it in our yearly plans. Because if this building is here, the possibilities are endless. If this organization keeps going, we can have so many wonderful events and projects happening in our schools, in our community, in everything that we do. And that's reflected culturally, constantly in our intellect and in our desire to make the town a better place to live, whether we're wanting to get out socially or whether we're wanting to sit down and actually write that book or make that painting. So in order to do that, we need to keep Sierra Arts Foundation going and happy and blossoming. And that's, of course, with my help and your help, which I'm ready to do.